I missed. Alrighty. I do hope I have sound. I do believe I have sound. Hands on. Let's take a look at who we got hanging with us. Please sound off if y'all are not getting sound, but I'm pretty sure you are. Let's just see who we got with us. Then I will do the housekeeping. What I should have said first was, hey there, friendlies, how's up? Welcome to the 11th of October episode of my stupendous live stream. It's all about you, me, bushcraft, knives, beer, just the magic of being together on a Tuesday night. All of us friends chitting and chatting all at once. First up, we got Destiny Fitzgerald, who, by the way, judging by that icon next to her name, is a channel member. Will just be late. Will Sean say that it's unacceptable? Will the dangling modifier fall off his deck? Will Bettina show up? Those questions, those and more, answered tonight. See you all soon. Now, she dropped that message early in the evening, but I'm pretty sure she's hanging around with us still at this point. We got Rob on the internet, who also, check out that little icon, channel member. Throwing Destiny's a couple of approving full thumbs up there. We got Marcus in the house. Nice to see Marcus, EDMA. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Hey, there's Charles and Annie. Nice to see you guys. I hope things are looking nice weather-wise down there in your part of the world. We got Linda from Mystic Lodge popping in, but gotta let Lacey out. Bears are out there, so I'll be back, but just letting you guys know. All right, well, let us know after when you're back. There we've got Jerry. Jerry, who led me down the path of temptation with that stunning compass last week. And we have to throw that link up again just to be on the safe side a little later tonight. Country boy trapped in the city. There we go. Look at that. There's a classy entrance. Good evening, Mr. Randaz, and all you beautiful supporters. Hope everyone is well, and all you fellow Canadians had a thankful weekend. I was going to say something about that, but I will once I finish saying hi to everyone who's here. Look at that. We got Grace Martin in the house. Nice to see. Canadian had a good Thanksgiving. The turkeys were epic. There's Whiskey Harbor. How's it going? Mike is choppy. Apparently my mic is choppy. Is everyone having an issue? Crackly. Okay, hold on. We still having a crackly, choppy audio experience here? How's that? Sound off. Hype with Mike in the house. Shawnee. Nice. Glitchy sounds. Hey, David, how's it going? Still crackly. Hold on one second. How does that sound, folks? Does that sound any better? Oh, nice. I have the same window open, country boy. How are we sounding right now? Still shitty? Still crackles? Okay. In that case, maybe we're not going to live stream tonight. Hold on. Okay, that'll be. How's that? Thank you, David. That's terrific. Hmm. If I can't get this squared away, then maybe we won't continue the live stream. Let me mute myself. How are we sounding right now? Because I was wondering if there was a because sometimes I have a problem when two of the wires are touching. I'm wondering if I just have too much gain on. How do I sound now? Dropping my gain a little bit. Are we good? Now it's good. Now it's good. So what the hell did I do? Moving right along. So I've said hi to everyone who's here. Okay, David, thanks. Good to know. Don't touch again. Yeah, I won't touch it again. I will not touch it. So let's do the housekeeping and then show the beverages for tonight and then move right the hell along. If you're watching us, time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. Thank you. I love seeing the comments pop up after the fact, and I do appreciate that you swing by even though you cannot participate in the live discussion. If at any point tonight you love what's happening, like I'm not messing up my sound, then please feel free to hit the thumbs up. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's okay. Thumbs down works as well. If you want to take a more active role in supporting the channel, as I say every week, then I invite you to check out the join button down below the video window here. It will give you all the info you need. 2 tiers, each give you a slightly different experience. And that's it for that. Now, for the beverages, after 10 o'clock, I'm going to have some more of this Saint Laurent whiskey that Russell loved so much. Before then, I have an à la fût British brune aux noix. So that's a nut brown, a British style nut brown. Where is this based? Rue Notre-Dame, Saint-Tite, Quebec. Okay, so it's not exactly local, but it sure ain't far. I shall now open the can. And then, since Serge is not here, I will not destroy the pour. He said, cockiness in his voice. All right, Canadian has given me the thumbs up that I deserve so well. I got to get that crossed wires thing fixed. Booty boo booty boo boo. Excuse me, folks. Ain't nothing like a well-poured pint o' beer. Am I correct? Of course I'm correct. Come on, look who you're talking to. Well, got a little heady there, but not too bad. So what are we talking about tonight? I don't know. I didn't have any time because I had another school meeting before coming here. And I don't really want to tell you about my Thanksgiving weekend, but I hope that everyone did have a good Thanksgiving weekend this past weekend. A nice long weekend at one of the most beautiful parts of the year. That's a nut brown, all right. A little less creamy than I'm used to on a nut brown, though. Or maybe a little less of a British style. Where was I? Wait, is Jess King here? How did I miss that? I don't see Jess King name. I just see somebody speaking to Jess King. What's going on here, folks? Everyone's saying hi to Jess, and I don't see that. Jess King, if you are here, sound off so I can say hi. There it is. Oh, man. A wisdom tooth. Yikes. Okay. All right. Yikes. Sorry to hear that. I did not enjoy getting my wisdom teeth pulled. In fact, I still have to do one side. I did that side, top and bottom. I still have to do that side. Yuck. Not fun. Linda is having licorice tea. Joanne Glazinski. Hello, all. I hope everyone is doing well. I also do. I hope that everyone's having a fantabulous night, recovering from their Thanksgiving festivities. I have a few fewer whiskey bottles than I did on Thursday night. Carol is here. Nice to see you. Carol, of course, also a channel member. Yeah, having a good night. Jess King got here a little late. That's okay. You had a wisdom tooth yanked, so we're okay here. All is well. Everyone's still saying hi to each other. Destiny, they didn't put me out for mine. They just sort of froze the crap out of me. I would have preferred to be put out, to be straight with you. Excuse me for a sec. So I've been talking to Camille about many videos ago now. We asked if anyone had any challenge ideas for us, and a couple have come in. You know, a very typical one is do a one-stick fire. Yes, that's a great one. Someone else said do some bushcraft cooking, like some pork chops or some damn thing over a fire. I could do that, absolutely. Hold on, I gotta. I have to dust down here, folks. Excuse me. Excuse me. Terry just made a new batch of jarred hot peppers yesterday. I bought a bunch of habaneros and something else. Bird. I don't know what they're called in English. I think we call them bird peppers in French. I don't. Anyways, they're hot. And a mango. And I'm gonna probably make some hot sauce again pretty soon. I'd like to put some pineapple in as well. Ate a lot of Haitian food this weekend, man. Pickles is the stuff of life. Oh, Raspberry Russell was knocked out for his wisdom teeth. Nice. Destiny, what? They did not? Yes. It was yeah. That's why I did him like 20 years ago, and I still haven't gone back for the left side. But yeah, it was local, and by the end of it, a couple of hours later, we were both covered in sweat. And he said, "It's okay, we'll do the other ones next time." I said, "Next time, sayonara, forget you." But I should get the other two done. Oh, Just King says, Japanese dentists are not known for putting you out. I got a local and sat through 2 hours of, yeah, you and me, we had the same experience. Shawnee started a warm fire in the basement. Nice. I was thinking of raising shrimp in your fish tank. I have one shrimp in our fish tank. Yeah, we used to have two, but one of them, I don't know what happened to one of them. Wait, did somebody really call me Little Poutine? What the heck? David was out for his wisdom tooth too. Listen, when I went, it was an extra $500 to get put out because they had to call a anesthesiologist or something. Alan Bierhoff. Did a Russian army dentist pull yours out? No, because if a Russian army dentist had tried to pull mine out, the teeth would have beaten him right back to Russia. That was political. Sorry. Pretty sure I went to a specialist to get my wisdom teeth out, not my regular dentist. Yeah, me too. I went to a place that specialized in stuff. I got a referral. Why are we talking about wisdom teeth? Oops. Uh-oh. It moved. Am I crackling? Crumbs, it moved. Schnitzel. Am I back to crackling? Is anyone still there? Shawnee also had to go to a specialist. I think you need to. Yeah. Yeah, and my teeth were shattered by the time they were out too. My lady just harvested her massive pepper crop. Scorpions, reapers, habaneros, some Thai bird's eye, and jalapenos. Till that time it's gonna be, yeah, but man, the taste is gonna be so amazing. Okay, so the sound didn't. Yeah. Canadian goes old school. One can't just tie a string to a door to get wisdom teeth out. That is so true. Yeah, if I'd gotten knocked out, I think it would have been worth the extra money. Absolutely, because, God, what a nightmare. Yeah, absolutely. Taking a sip. So good. What time are we at? 21:20. Okay. We're still doing all right. Still got some evening ahead of us here. Anyone watch Dennis's live stream before mine? Anyone care to tell me how that was going? Linda from Lipstick Lodge doesn't have wisdom teeth and never did. Wow, lucky. Lucky. I would love to have not had the issue with. Okay, so a couple of you guys have watched. That's good. I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow. What's cool about his live streams is relatively often he has someone on who I've never even heard of because he's hooked right into. Nope. Because he's hooked right into like the paddling and backpacking communities, right? A little less bushcraft. So I discover new people fairly often. Rob on the internet asks what I'm drinking right now. I'm having a British style nut brown by a Quebec brewery. And at 10 o'clock, I will be working a little more on this also local rye whiskey. It's not a full rye. It's not 100% rye. It's 80% rye, 20% barley. So it's a little light on the foresty or green growing notes that I like so well, but still pretty damn good. Oh, David's on his phone tonight. Wow. And yet you're still managing to @mark people? Amazing, because I can't get it to work. Nicer brown. Yeah, I like a nice brown. I like the darker the better. You know, Sean Alaska, hi. Nice to see you. I noticed that you were getting snowed on before you had the roof on in a recent TikTok, so I'm hoping that I mean, I know you're feeling the pressure, but I'm hoping that all is going well there. But yes, I was a little bit late. Just a little touch. Just a little touch. Just a smidgen. Just a scotch. However, being late for one's own live stream is still just a little embarrassing. Yeah. For those who didn't see my Facebook ash, had a meeting at the school tonight. A little governing board action going on. So, Happens once a month. Makes me a little crazy sometimes. But, you know, I'm involved in my daughter's school. I'm taking a look. All is going well. That was just a warning for me. Okay, good to know. Shawnee says, to David, was your snowbird home hit by storms at all? Do you know? Oh, you mean his place down in Florida? Yeah, interesting question, that. Hold on a sec. I would love to stop sneezing. Where are we? Marcus is somewhat okay. Okay, so I'm kind of caught up in the side chat, the chitty chatty. I don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight, really. As I said, I don't really want to talk about my my Thanksgiving because we didn't have one, and the reason isn't really my tale to tell, but it was a sad weekend. And then Shawnee steps in with the question of the night. What cool gear are you hoping for this holiday season? Friends. Do any of you guys have your Christmas lists set up yet? Oh, that's good to see. All right, thanks, Jerry. Thanks for checking in, Jerry. Checking in? I don't know. Scrambled oat, checking in. I love that guy's channel. So yeah, I like Shawnee's question. What cool gear are you hoping for this holiday season? In fact, can I make a ticker? Can I make a damn ticker? I'm trying to make create a banner. What cool gear are you hoping for this holiday? I am blowing the spelling here. Season. Question mark. Fix the typos. Boom. Right? Is it adding? What happened to my banner? How's that? Yeah, look at that. Got it to go. Got it to work. Linda says to Jerry, thanks for reminding me that I can charge my phone and charger on my BioLite. Charger is running now, so I will waste less gas running the Jenny to charge stuff up. You have one of those BioLite, like the what's it called? The stove kind of thing? Yeah, that's true. Where is Lord Vader? He can tell us how many days we got. Country boy is smart. Absolutely. Yeah. Something I would like. Hold on. Excuse me. One little second here. I'm just going to show you guys something that I sort of hinted to my wife about, but I don't really Hold on, I'm looking for. Is that a trekking backpack? What was it? I'm not gonna be able to find it now. I was not prepared for Shawnee to pop that question there. Part of me really wants the Fjallraven Stubben, the Sinky Stubben backpack, but that's like a $300 backpack in Canadian dollars. It's like maybe not. Maybe not. Well, Schnitzel. I don't know where it is. Is it a day pack? I need another day pack, like I need another hole in my head. I don't think it's a day pack. I'm just boring you guys by looking for this thing right now, right? What do they do? Fanny packs? I want a fanny pack like I want botulism. But it's good to know that they make them. I don't think I'm going to find it tonight. And I'm just going to be boring and boring and boring until... oh well. So forget me. I'll just go back to the chitty chatty. I was going to show you guys something, but whatevs. Canadian is accepting gift cards to Cabela's. Nice. Alan, a heavy wool Filson coat. Yeah, man, that is a good one. Charles wants a rowboat. Raspberry Rock wants a cool 6th gear. What the hell is a 6th gear? David wants a pocket-sized barometer for Christmas. Now, would that be the Dalvey that we were all looking at? Canadians there. Pretty awesome. Sorry, everyone, for mentioning that. Yeah. So pretty, though. Yeah. Linda, I have the small, like the, whatever it's called, the BioLite. It's their little camping stove. I don't like it, though. Don't like it at all. This is true. Jess does want a canoe. Oh, yeah. Heavy merino sweater. Yeah, that works. I would call that an epic win. I like a good... nice sweater. Yeah. Hey, hi Skip. We're just the question of the night is scrolling across the bottom. It's weird to be asking this question before Halloween's even done, but it was a good question. So Skip, you hoping for some cool gear? Oh, did I say something funny again? I want a fanny pack like I want botulism. Did I say that? I should start writing these things down. Lipstick says, I did I'd like a BioLite stove, but I'm getting a kid stove. I have a kid stove. Yeah, it's the problem with the BioLite stove is it really is a solution in search of a problem. It really, really is. It sort of has a quasi-starring role in part of an old camping video I did with Camille, where we went to the Sepac La Plaisance, just her and me for a daddy-daughter camping weekend, like her last free weekend before school started that year. I thought I was going to sneeze. But yeah, those kid stoves are it's a nice piece of kit. Mine is just the basic stainless steel, but I think they move all the way up to titanium. You want a next canoe? Is that the one that folds? Is that the folding canoe? Man, Russell knows it. He knows me well. I want a canoe, a remote forested property on a lake or a river. So beautiful. Doesn't even have to be anything huge. Just like 100 acres. You too? Good to know. Good to know I'm not alone. You know, it's funny because there's always more gear. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always more gear to buy. There's always more stuff to lust after. Maybe you're someone who's got 30 axes but wants 31. You know, maybe you're someone who wants to try out hammock camping. Maybe you're someone who needs to have a canoe, like he needs air to breathe. But there's always something to lust after, to think about spending money on, and the money is big. Felkneven has just changed their higher end steel, like just. So at Bushcraft Canada, the knives with the previous new high-end steel are all, you know, going like a blowout sale. I already have a Falkneven F1. I would like one in one of these high-end steels, but I already have like a $200 knife. Why would I buy this same knife but for $300 just to have one that's harder to sharpen? Do you know what I'm saying? But like, there's always, you know what? I have to make my gift guide this year. Every year I leave my gift guide until it's way, way too late, and then I get it up quasi last minute. But I gotta fix that this year. I may shift a few videos so that I can get my gift guide out. For me, something I'm really into is backpacks, because I've been looking for a really good high quality backpack. You know, I lusted after the Ile Royale. Then I saw one and it was way too big. So then I lusted after the Ile Royale Junior, I think. Is David here? Is Tenenbaum? Yes, Tenenbaum is here. Oh, next is Old Town's pack boat, more or less. Okay, good to know. You know, I'm going to flash that up on as a screen. I'm a classicist. I don't want a pack boat. I don't want to use two-sided paddle. But they're popular for a reason. They really, like, I think we're going to see, we're already seeing a lot of pack boats on YouTube. But I think we're going to see a lot of pack boats on a lot of lakes moving forward. Excuse me. But yeah, I was with Tenenbaum when we were in a paddle shop in Ottawa when I tried a couple of Ile Royale packs. And yeah, definitely the full-size one is way too big for me. And it's just too expensive. Like, I can't spend that kind of money on a backpack. I need to buy a canoe someday. I'm lost. I was somewhere, and then it disappeared. Does that statement even make sense? Oh wait, Jess wants to win a lottery, so if someone can pony up for him, that would be great. Yep, that would be good. Then I would definitely buy my canoe. Yeah, Linda, that's called a pack boat. Just wants a boreal forest for Christmas. That would be like a whole boreal forest. You live near Swift Canoe, but next is cheaper. You don't have to work hard to be cheaper than Swift. That's for damn sure. Shawnee says, hot tent and wood stove might make me happy if I can get the cabin in the forest. Yeah, I would love a hot tent and a stove. I'm dying to try that out. In fact, don't spill the beer. I got this when I had to reorder Kevin Callan's latest book. I threw this into the order because I've been thinking about reading this for a while. Because I really do want to try winter camping. Oh, that's the thing. I want to try winter camping, right? So I'm not going to throw like $1,600 at a tent and then another what 500 or whatever on a stove and then realize I hate this, right? Because that's an expensive mistake. But yeah, I really like the idea of winter camping. I wonder if I can rent that stuff for a weekend or something. I also need a way better sleeping bag if I'm going to be, you know, winter camping in December, January, February, that kind of thing. Now, I have a very important question for you people. How many people are watching and how many thumbs up do I have right now? 22 watching, 17 thumbs ups. Who's letting me down? Huh? Who's letting me down? Back to the StreamYard. To try it, you should tarp camp first. What? Shawnee just wants to, whoops, make an igloo like Pine Martin. Yeah, well, he's good at that. He's got a lot of history and a lot of skill that goes into that. I would be afraid of it falling down on me. You just want to put it in your backyard. I gave Camille a tent, like a small kid-sized 2-person tent for Christmas last year. Her birthday? No, Christmas. She finally put it up in the backyard tonight. She's not sleeping in it, though. It's just too cold. But she went and hung out. Brought a bunch of pillows and stuffies, and her sister went out. Yeah. Russell likes to winter camp in his cabin. You've got so much stunning land. It would be amazing to winter camp on the pond. I don't mean literally on the pond. I mean like a clearing right next to the pond. It'd be amazing. It'd be fabulous. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to be tarp camping in the in the January wind. My buddy does winter tarp camping. I'm going out with him this winter. So in Ontario, like southern Ontario. I hadn't even thought of that. I like the idea of having the hot tent, the stove, getting all snuggly. I tell you what, man, when I'm in the bush in the winter, like, or late fall, early November hunting season and later than that, when in the mornings there's frost everywhere and the puddles are frozen over, then it warms up a little bit in the afternoon, then it gets cold again at night. Nothing better than snuggling under right next to a wood burning stove or a fireplace or a campfire. Jerry, I'd like to try it, but I won't try that until I can afford like a deep cold sleeping bag, and those are expensive as crap. My buddy Mike Morton. Actually, do many of you guys know Mike Morton? He used to have a pretty active YouTube channel, but he's concentrating more on Instagram now. He's been on a bunch of videos with Joe. He's got a really nice deep winter sleeping bag. It cost him about $1,000. Jerry, I'm gonna text you at some point, maybe next year or something, spring, fall, I don't know, whenever, because you're a little closer than Russell is. So if I can just get away for a quick weekend, I'll knock on your door with my tent or my hammock under my arm. David's gonna try winter camping when he's in Florida. Why don't you hit up Hike with Mike? He'll show you some spots. Charles wants his house project finished by Christmas. I'm trying to think of where you were last time I saw photos. I mean, you got to be coming along real well there. But Christmas is coming up fast, dude. Country boy, I winter camp, but I sleep in the bed of my truck wearing thermal underwear and wrapped in a -10 sleeping bag. Going to bed is awesome, but getting up sucks. Yep. Grace cold camps in winter. Pine Martin also cold camps in the winter. As long as you have a warm sleeping bag, you're good. Canadian has a -37 sleeping bag. I don't even know what I would buy. Like my -10 sleeping bag, or -4. Maybe it's only 4. I thought it was -10. Whatevs. I have a Marmot Mavericks. I think it's Marmot. How come I've forgotten the name of my the brand name of my sleeping bag? Anyways, I got one of those. Very nice bag. Extremely well put together bag. Like, they've thought of everything. But it's not like a -30 or a -40 bag. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, I think I'm going to swing by at some point. I got to get wheels. it's really complicated for me to travel with our wheels because I've got the only we've got one car, so that's why I took the train when I went to Russell. Here, next time I go to Russell's, here's what I want to do. I want to have a vehicle. I want to strap a canoe to the top because I think his pond, it's small. We're not talking about a massive canoe journey, but it would just be so bucolic, you know, on that little pond of his. Um, and maybe see, because I don't mind a long drive, like 5-ish hours is kind of my upper limit. But I just throw on podcasts, and enjoy being alone. Um, but I mean, Russell's got some very nice territory. Now, when I was there, though, I think Russell or one of us mentioned this on a recent live stream that because I'd blown out my back, I could not handle the ATV ride, so I had to walk the 3 clicks or whatever. And it ended up being okay because I've never been at ease on an ATV. Like I don't have any comfort on them. I'm always I'm always trying to correct for balance or whatever. And the route, the trail is exactly the kind of trail that freaks me right the hell out. Well, okay, yes, there is that issue. Getting the canoe to the pond would be a nightmare. How did you get the kayak there? I mean, it's smaller than a canoe. I get it, but did you just strap that onto your trailer or what? Alan has. Oops! Oh no, it jumped. Alan has an Old Town pack boat, a 12 foot, nice. Oh, I see, Charles. You're grading the property. Outdoor kitchen, yes. Nice. I love it. Boats, kayaks, you can paddle, tent, camp walk. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Ah, there's Mr. Vader. We were talking about you, Lord Vader. I'm wondering where you were because we figured you'd know exactly how many days there were until Christmas. Uh, do, do, do. Well, the thing is, it's a stunning walk. It's a terrific walk. It's such a nice little piece of forest. Yeah, it's a fairly short. Oops, I skipped what I was looking for, but yeah, everyone's saying hi to Darth. Just put the kayak on the trailer. Yeah, yeah, it's a fairly short kayak, which is probably ideal. Mm. Beer's done. 21:47. I will pour this into my glass, but I will not drink it until 10 of the p.m. Until 2200 hours. Just a wee dram. I'm gonna have to bottle that one down. Once it gets down that small, just finish it off as quickly as you can. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just more at ease in a canoe than a kayak. But yeah, you're right. Just trying to get it to your pond would be a disaster. Yours is 16 and a half feet long. I would probably be going for something around 16 feet too. Oh, there we go. Doesn't let us down. 74 days. The folder's about 10 feet long. I want something that I can paddle solo with no problems, but I can put Camille at the front of when, when she comes with me. I don't know how often that would be or what. So I was thinking a 16-foot prospector. Maybe I think Swift also does like a 17.5 or something, but nothing bigger than that. Nothing bigger than that. No way. Tea is a good drink. That's the thing, you know. I don't know if I really need a tandem or not. Swift does what they call combi boats, which is you can move some parts around to make it a tandem or a solo boat. Obviously, there's an upcharge. They ain't cheap, those Swifts. Ain't cheap at all. So good. Yeah, canoe would be ideal, but I'm not gonna get that for Christmas. That is for sure. Alan prefers the Novacraft. Um, I haven't really decided between the two. I mean, there's a lot that I find really good about the Swift, especially their combi boats. But I could easily go Novacraft as well. They have a much more traditional hull shape, especially this way in terms of the tumble home and everything. Um, they're both great boats. I could also go for a Scott. That's the one done by is it Abitibi? Wait, Scott Canoe. Yeah, Abitibi et Compagnie. Do you guys know Scott at all? Like they do a Prospector 16 starting at 23.99, or the Prospector 17 25.49. Um, they do some hybrid boats. Hold on. Let me just clickety clack. I'm looking for the. There we go. I shall now proceed to sharing of the screen. Boom, screen. Which Microsoft Edge tab am I looking at? Boom. So, you know, these are the Scott. Well, this is ABTB a company. They also like Scott. I believe is one of their lines. Yeah, the Scott canoe. The recreational, I think, is their pack boats. Um, so they do 3 different sizes of prospectors. But like a 15 is going to be too small for me, you know. There it is. Deep dish ash yolk. Nice. Gel coat, armor coating. Now, why would they spell armor without the U if they're here in Canada? Bugs me. Kneeling thwart. Barre transversale pour s'agenouiller. Wow, I've never seen that word. But it's for kneeling. Here are their more interesting. I see. Those are the prices of the more interesting paint schemes. Right? There's this. I think is my favorite one. But I would do it with a yellow instead of. But like the thing is, it's really not hard to get a really shift hot canoe, right? You know, you don't have to go, you know, into foreign lands or anything, right? There's these IBCBs, there's Novacraft, there's Swift, there's H2O, but I don't know where they're based. And these guys are all doing high end, modern materials. They're all doing a prospector. They all have their own take on it. But like these guys are all making postmodern boats for a postmodern world. Um, Swift has a much more unique kind of weird tumble home thing happening, but at the end of the day, none of these boats are necessarily better than the others, right? And they're all priced accordingly. You know, like that starting price of $23.99, you hit $4,000 really fast. Same with a Nova Craft. Same with, you know. And some of the more shift hot elements of these boats, like the weaved looking finishes and everything, I'm not interested in. You know, I want a blue boat, maybe a red canoe, you know, to be all Bill Masony. But I don't want, you know, the transparent sided gray and black weaving to show off the whatever it's called, carbon fiber or anything like that. I want it to be a solid color, maybe like a solid color with a white bottom or something. Swift has a transparent color that I like a lot, but it doesn't look as flashy as their whatever they call the one that shows off the weave in a big way. Oh, right, a skiff as well. Yeah, absolutely. I'd forgotten about them. Let me. Linda sold her tandem to a vet in town. Him and his girlfriend love it. Absolutely. David has a tandem kayak. Wants one to sell. Pam and I get it and go in circles. I love it. Charles, Russell's kayak it's a shorter design. The traditional like sea kayak is quite long, but his is it's a smaller, more compact design. It's a very nice, very handy, like very maneuverable, and much much better in a smaller pond like his is. Jerry likes the old aluminium canoes. Not a big fan of them myself. Hey, hi Cliff, how's it going? Everyone's saying hi to Cliff. Yeah, you can get like a $600 kayak at Canadian Tire up here, but like you're not going to buy a Swift kayak for that kind of money, right? I mean, those are sort of your standard buy kayaks, and that's probably where I would go if I was buying a kayak as well. Like, I want to spend big money on a canoe, but for a kayak, I would try to keep it down more around the $600 range. Lipstick Lodge says 10-foot kayaks are recreational boats. I had one and gave it to a friend in Windsor. I missed that little boat. Easy on the vehicle, easy off, stable. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wow, I hope you got one, Destiny. Yeah, Kevin Callan did. It's not even really that new a design. What it is a transparent finish rather than an actual new design. Roussel.
I still hate that this thing doesn't have a dark mode.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
So weird.
So strange.
It's so bright. Maybe I should.
Charles, yes, my wife bought a stand-up paddleboard, an inflatable one. I don't know if it's any good. I haven't been on it.
An inflatable paddleboard?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a rubber boat. It's you know, once it's inflated, it's pretty rigid. It was expensive as hell. And there's like this big tote bag it comes in with wheels on it and stuff. I don't know if it's got wheels, but it's a big honking bag. Wait, they lost the first order and sent you a replacement. Then the shipper found the first one and sent it anyway. Wow. Nice. That's ideal, dude.
Yeah. And you know what? The one of them I took over to the bigger pond because I thought you were going to be going over there. So I got to bring it back at some point.
There's a bigger pond?
Yeah.
I saw like 3 ponds.
You didn't see the bigger pond.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to have to go back.
You were originally supposed to go over to the bigger pond.
Yes, I think. Well, I know I was originally supposed to go somewhere other than I went. But where I went is a nice little spot, though. Like depending on prevailing winds, between those two trees where I strung my hammock would be nice for like a little semi-permanent shelter.
Yeah. You know what? Alan says my volume is much louder than yours. I thought your volume was really low, so I just turned up my earbud.
Well, I have mine a little low because when I listened back to a couple of my live streams, I found that I was peaking. Oh, City Girl's there. Of course she's there.
Yep.
Thanksgiving
She's-
weekend. Okay. Am I
Yep.
peaking if I speak at this volume with... Am I a little louder now?
Nope.
No? The hell, Holmes? What's going on? If I crank it like... If I shake it like a Polaroid picture? Okay, how's this? Okay.
That's much louder.
Much louder? Okay. I turned it up, but like I was turning it down because I was afraid of like the... when I'm peaking. Alan is asking if we've seen Matt Hahn's Blue Swift. It's pretty sweet. No, I haven't, but I shall look it up. Matt Hahn. I will look that up. No, that's a race car driver. I'll look it up later. Linda could have bought a car for the price you paid for one kayak. Well, would you have enjoyed the car as much as you enjoyed the kayak? Whiskey Harbor has an old town. There's a lot of old town chat going on in the side chat tonight.
I could have bought a car for what I paid for my ATV. A nice car too.
Yeah. ATVs are expensive though. There's a lot of engineering that has to go into them because they have to really take a beating, and not flip over on you when you're going over, stuff.
Yep.
Destiny says it's Raspberry Rock, the little poutine. So she was calling you little poutine.
Was she? It's a bit weird.
So Alan says that your volume is still much louder than mine. See, I'm really paranoid about touching my mic.
Down. Should I turn mine down?
Just hold on a second here. I'm going to mute myself for a sec. How's my volume now?
Oh, it's crackly now.
Okay, how's it now?
Still crackly, but lower.
Yeah, you see, because am I still crackling?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't hear anything when you're not talking.
Yeah, I know, but it's because I had myself muted and I was messing with buttons. How do I sound now?
You sound okay, just quiet.
Okay. Still quiet, eh? What the hell? It's
Are
because
you
I'm trying
sure
not
you're
to
coming
peak.
through
I'm trying
your-
not to crackle. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
sounding like
notice
I
you
have on
do
the
that
computer.
sometimes. Are you sure?
Yeah, I built this PC. I built it.
And now there's a 1 second delay between when I see you talk and when I hear you talk.
There is?
Yep.
Really? Not the best live stream ever. Oh, yeah, you know what? It's probably like some kind of latency because I have the automatically adjust mic volume on. Okay, hold on. Now I've got it off. How's that? Am I peaking?
Oh, it's crackling now.
How's that now?
It's crackling. Weird. You have weird problems. We should troubleshoot this before your next live stream.
Yeah. Absolutely. So do I still have a delay?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't watching. Say something?
Do I still have a delay?
Yeah, it's a full second still. How about maybe remove yourself from the display and put yourself back up? Or disconnect completely and reconnect? Hi. I'm Russell, the dangling fodder buyer. And I'm here to entertain myself. I'm disappointed Jess didn't get my joke. He said, "What cool gear are you looking for?" And I said, "I'm looking for a cool 6th gear. Because I only have 5 gears. If I look just like this, then you can see the screen in my eyes and how bright it is. Kind of looks like I have TV screens for eyes. It's pretty clever. Why isn't he coming back? Guess what? You can come back, you know. I can't hear you, Jess. You're in the green room, Jess. He's talking. Anyway, cool gear. What cool gear am I looking for? Trying to get City Girl to make her Christmas, or her birthday's coming up too. Birthday wish list on Amazon. Seems like a decent place to put it. I don't know what to say.
How's this?
When
Am
I still see a big delay. How about what? Go ahead, say it.
Okay, how's about now?
No, still a delay. Why don't you try closing down StreamYard completely? Closing the tab and restarting. It's me again. It's pretty quiet when it's just me. Hope everybody enjoyed Books Fest on Saturday. We'll be Books Festing again. We'll be putting out a regular video on Friday. We missed last week. Oh, you thought CG was getting an electric chainsaw. Right. Oh, you know, I'll tell you what she's going to get for her birthday. She's getting a telescope. I guess we better order that. Russell's in charge. Yeah, Alan, one night Jess couldn't live stream, so I live streamed for him on his channel. It was a bit silly to do that, but... And he's back. Welcome back.
What am I peeking again?
You're crackling. Keep talking.
So if I have the automatic adjust on, there's delay.
The delay isn't as bad as earlier. I could probably live with it. It's about half a second,
Okay.
maybe. But you sound fine.
But I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to troubleshoot this somehow.
Yeah. Offline. Do it offline.
Tenenbaum says, an ocean away, it's perceptible but tolerable. All right, I'll deal. Because, I mean, I don't want to bore everyone with trying to troubleshoot this.
As long as I'm not looking at you, you're fine.
Sweet. David says he thought City Girl was getting a electric chainsaw for Christmas.
Yep. Something like that.
Russell, you got your headphones in, right? So she can't hear the chit-chat?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. Having a little whiskey.
Yeah. Are you giving us a? Well, is this the train hooch?
I was going to say there's no point. I gave the train hooch notes on your live stream way back in the good old days when I was in the forward.
Ellen, there was a delay last week too, but it wasn't like a full second or even half a second. It was maybe a tenth of a second, so it wasn't bad. It was barely noticeable.
Why is that? I don't know why that is.
David, I've never heard of the dark sky viewing area. Certainly we don't get any light pollution here, but I guess there's probably wide open there, like no trees around, so you can see the whole sky.
Well, I guess I'm packing my telescope next time I come to Ontario.
Well, if you have a vehicle, I'm sure you'll pack a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Trying to pack for the train, nightmarish.
Yeah.
Didn't get to bring my favorite axes or knives or, a half dozen bottles of whiskey so I could find one that Russell would like. But it's good to know that there's a dark sky viewing area there. That's cool. I like that.
Well, that is interesting. It's funny. One of the channels we follow on YouTube is a guy who does astrophotography. I may have talked about this before, but he said in a recent video that he traveled 1,500 miles. I'm not sure we would say that because he's in St. Catharines, but he said he traveled 1,500 miles. And he ended up at a place that there's like 50 cars there. So all these people are going there just to take nighttime photography.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, you live in St. Catharines. You don't got to go that far for like no light pollution. That's a long ways.
Yeah.
Unless you went just like straight south. Do you get a better view of the sky from 1,500 miles south of St. Catharines?
Maybe.
Okay, how do I click that? Back here. Okay.
What are you clicking? What are you clicking? Clacking?
Oh, this link that David put up.
Oh, yeah.
Look, significant upgrades underway at Dark Sky. So they're upgrading the sky. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Sky could always use an upgrade.
Maybe that's where this guy went.
There is a dark sky site in Montreal out at the Morgan Arboretum. The local chapter of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, they meet out there. In fact, they have a small observatory, like a telescope and a dome. But most of the time, they just drive up, set up their telescopes on the lawn, well, in the field, the lawn. And there's almost no light pollution there, so it's beautiful sky, beautiful nighttime sky.
Oh, your delay is down like really low now. That's good.
Yeah, but how's my volume?
Well, I've got you turned up. I'm sure it'd be more annoying for the people listening if I'm really loud and you're really quiet.
Yeah, I got to get this worked out.
I can always the mic further away and.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to get this worked out. It's bugging me.
We'll troubleshoot it some other time.
Yeah.
They're installing a.
I saw that. Yeah, you putting it up? Yeah.
Brighter. Oh yeah, they're making like the Venus brighter and.
Yeah. Yeah, Venus doesn't need to be much brighter though. Let me tell you. Did anyone check out Jupiter while it was so close to us? I mean, it's moving on its way out now, but anyone with like big honking binoculars take a look at it?
Big honking binoculars.
Mm-hmm. Like if you have astronomy-sized binoculars, like big ones, apparently you could have seen the spot on Jupiter and a couple of its moons.
With binoculars, that's impressive.
Yeah. because it was very, very close. I mean, it's still really, really close. It takes forever for Jupiter to do the periphelion and whatever the opposite is.
How many Earth days does it take to circle the sun?
For Jupiter?
What? Yeah. I'll look it up.
I would tell you, but I can't find the damn cursor.
12 years.
12.
Okay,
So 12 years on Jupiter's 1 year here.
It takes 12 Earth years to orbit the sun.
Yep. Well, it's pretty far out there. That's not surprising. No fear, Alan. No Uranus jokes. Please note that I used the postmodern pronunciation there just to keep everything safe.
Orbital period 398. Oh, that can't be right. Orbital period. Oh. Yeah, a little less than 12 years.
A little less.
4,332 days.
Right. Destiny says, always been fascinated by the items they put into whiskey, wine, etc. to concoct the taste. Yeah. With whiskey, I'm not sure about some other boozes, but with whiskey, as soon as you add something to it, well, with Canadian whiskey, look, you can add caramel coloring, and with Canadian whiskey, you can add a little bit of pretty much anything. But generally, when you add something, especially to Scotch or whatever, it has to. You can't just call it a straight whiskey anymore. For whiskey, it has to be something like what you can do is use a barrel that had sherry in it before, wash it out, and then put whiskey in there to sort of get some of that flavoring in. But yeah, a lot of magic happens in booze. Country Boy says, I got a good pic of the moon with Jupiter beside it from my campsite on Friday. Nice. Very nice. I love that astrophotography thing. Tim's driving back from the hospital and listening in. How's it going, Tim? I hope all is on the up and up over there. Destiny says that high-end perfumes can even utilize the smell of shot, shall we say. Yeah, double wood is a big deal. You know, you can do you can age in like American oak and then finish in European. It'll give you the caramelly vanilla goodness of the American oak and a certain spice from the European. So good. So good. Wait, the dangling fodder buyer? Really? Are you buying fodder these days?
I am quite the person.
Yes, you are quite the person.
Yep.
You know what I can't figure out? Never mind. It stopped. I was about to say something and then it just totally stopped. So forget about it. No, forget it. Moving right along. Just moving right along. Moving right along. My mouse is doing all kinds of weird things tonight. So, just the computer is just not working. You know, the mic's not working. The mouse isn't working. Sheesh, you know, it's just so tough being me. It's just so tough. Except that's not the computer I'm using right now. The Apple one's over here. This one,
yeah,
is the Windows machine
in the same room.
Oh, so you think it like by osmosis, it's infecting the PC?
Something like that.
I feel that that may not be what's happening here. Just throwing that out there. Know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So when did City Girl get there?
When?
Yeah.
Well, she's been here.
Like since like Thursday or something. Now,
the weekend. She did go back to the city briefly, but
oh, she did?
Yep, but she's here all week now.
It's a hell of a drive for a brief jaunt back to the city.
Yep. Oh, it's 2.5 hours. It's not that bad.
My distances, like I can't judge distances in Ontario because I keep seeing all of the little towns and the big cities through the lens of how long it is to get there from here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So never mind.
That was, I've talked about this before, but that was one of the big decisions I had to make really early on, is how far I wanted to drive to get to my property.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew if it was going to be a long drive, then I wasn't going to want to go to the property.
Yeah.
Like if there's properties way up north, 5-6 hours, that are pretty cheap. That I don't know if they're like this property, but I knew I'd never go there if it was that far.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same. I have no problem driving 5-ish hours to go somewhere, but not just for a weekend.
Yeah,
That's why, like, if I buy a hunk of land, it can't be a 5 or 6 hour drive away. It can't, even if it would be in the Boreal. Just because I would never go. And when you have a place in the country, you kind of have to go. There's upkeep. You got to make sure that it looks like it's being at least quasi lived in to keep thieves at bay. There's all kinds of stuff, Destiny's asking, how long for high quality whiskey to be concocted? In the regs in Canada and the UK and the United States and Japan and kind of almost everywhere, this is your minimum age statement to call it a whiskey is 3 years. In my opinion, sort of the price performance peak happens between like 10 and 20 years. I have a lot of 10-year whiskeys that's sort of where the aging is giving you better and better whiskey, but it's not over oaking yet. Like sometimes you open like a 30-year bottle of something, big money, but the flavor of the barrel it was in starts to overpower the distillate if it gets too old sometimes,
so it's over oaked.
Over oaked, yeah.
Never heard that term before.
No.
It's cool to know.
Where have you been, Mr. Beer Drinker? No palate for whiskey.
What do you use? Was that Stevie Wonder? Was that?
Yeah, I was giving you attitude, but I was sucking at it, so I stopped.
Your attitude.
Yeah. Gross.
Gross, Destiny.
Hey, look, Squeeze Me's here. Nice. How's it going? Anyone for tapenade? Dude, I cannot eat olives, so you can enjoy all the tapenade you want. This bottle's hard to open. You know what would go well with this? A little cheese. See how I referenced back there?
Put in some fries and gravy. You know what we got?
Little poutine. I wish I knew what that was referencing because I wasn't there.
It was a weird little poutine tonight.
Yeah. First world problems. What problem were we talking about?
Pretty much all of them.
David asks, whoops, I skipped it. David asks, can anyone recommend a good middle of the road paddle? Our Canadian Tire paddles suck. What the hell is a middle of the road priced paddle?
David, I suggest you try and make a couple.
Apparently, Linda says Boreal Designs. Never even heard of it. Destiny's asking, do I want to be in a cabin in the Deepwood or just like an hour or two from amenities like a food store? 3 hours from amenities, I think. Like, here's the thing. I want my next neighbor to be at least 1 kilometer away. Preferably further, right? I want the wilderness experience.
Yeah, but I mean, look at my situation. I'm not 3 hours from town. Like,
No, you're
drive
not.
is only 15 minutes, but I'm way more than a kilometer away from my nearest neighbor.
Yeah, that's true.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm adjusting my monitors here. But so Destiny, I think the main point I'm trying to say is that I want to be remote in terms of not having people nearby, in terms of having all kinds of space to do bushcrafting on without worrying about if I have a camera on, someone's going to walk or paddle past in the background, or I'm not going to hear their, rock and roll musics in the summer. Or I don't know, I like being alone. I like solitude. I like hearing nothing but the woods outside,
It's hard to get like really away from people. Like, even
Yeah.
we're pretty remote here, but the odd times, like at night, especially, I can hear a dog barking in the distance or a cow mooing. It's hard to get like really, really remote, so you can't hear.
Yeah.
You know, like when the wind's blowing in a certain direction, we hear traffic on the nearest road. It's hard to
Yeah.
get away from that. And even then, even if you found a place that really was in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody nearby, you can't hear anything, you still get planes going overhead.
Yeah, you still got planes.
Can't get away from that.
Yeah. I've lost my cursor again. That really pisses me off. There it is.
Enlarge it. You can enlarge your cursor.
Tenenbaum is throwing David Evans a few suggestions. Gray owl, badger, teal. I know badger. I never heard of teal though. Linda's got we're in a bent shaft paddle as well. Yeah, but David, that's a nice and serviceable canoe. Absolutely. Alan asked if he can go to prison for making poutine with tater tots. Yes, you can. Don't mess with the law. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
You can do it. You can make poutine anyway. We made poutine with ribs once. It was really good.
It's a special kind of high-end poutine.
Poutine.
Tenenbaum says that for solid, but I don't think anyone can beat teal paddles for value. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Cliff is showing his inner engineer. I see. Oh no. Tenenbaum says they seem to have lost their domain, which is not a good sign. No, that is not a good sign. Oh, David's neighbors are selling their property in the spring. Nice. Anyone who's looking for a nice piece of property. Lord Vader says, I just go to Mustafar. No one else goes there. Speaking of Mustafar, I finally saw the last 2 episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. This week. I'm taking a moment of silence while I prepare to take a sip of whiskey.
David, did they say how much they want to sell it for?
Maybe Russell will move down.
Destiny, hands off, Destiny. Hands off.
Hands off, Destiny. Russell wants to move right next to David.
Destiny is not what you're looking for. Wouldn't that be funny if I lived next to David?
That would be hilarious. That would be lovely. Austin, hi, by the way. Poutine with mashed potatoes is just mashed potatoes with gravy and cheese. It's not a poutine. Jeez. Oh, they've got a beautiful log cabin. Schnitzel, man.
I don't want a log cabin.
Yes, you do. Because that's the best.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I don't.
Best would probably be like a log cabin with like a layer of insulation and then that kind of pine boards that you have.
Tongue and groove, yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. I could see that. And you could
Hey.
put in wiring and stuff.
Exactly. Look who's here. Hey Jim. Unusual night for me. Out of work early. Sounds like I need to pick up some property next to Shotgun Dave. I think you should. Absolutely. Do it. Then I'll go out and visit both of you.
Jim,
Every weekend.
that's even a longer drive. Don't do it.
Destiny's saying she'll slap you out of the way to get that property.
I don't know. Destiny, little cheese curds.
Cheese curds, little fries, touch of gravy.
Little
Take that.
cheese curds.
Little cheese curds. So I guess what I would like for Christmas is the property next to Shotgun Dave.
Hey, Dave, can you go and take some pictures for us?
I shudder to think what any of those properties must cost. What I noticed about the lake, can I say this without pinpointing the lake?
As long as you
The
don't
two
need
sides of the lake are not uniformly populated, shall we say.
Yep.
Like if I was to buy something on a lake, I would want it to be something where the neighbor isn't sitting on top of me, you know?
It's a nice. Although I think there's a homeowners club or something that you gotta,
Homeowners association or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you can't do certain things. You gotta check with them first. You need permission to, I don't know, pee on the lawn, kind of thing.
Good thing you don't have to deal with that.
See, okay, now here we need more information, Alan. What are all the reasons you don't like log homes? I mean, I can think of several, but
You know what's something that would really put me off of building a log home? Is all the chinking you have to do.
well, it's a good question. Like Sean James, did he do any chinking on his last cabin?
On the previous one, he sure did, but I don't know about the new one.
He sure did. And if you look at the outsider, all the lugs he was working with, they taper a lot. So he had a ton of chinking, like
Lots.
inches of chinking on every single thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any chinking on his latest cabin. I thought maybe he was so precise that there wasn't any. I could be wrong.
That would be precise as hell.
Well,
But there's one kind of log cabin where you essentially dig out a channel, right? Of the one that you're, to sort of, so that you're doing kind of, I'm not crumbs.
The one log fits it onto the other log. I think that's what he might have done, actually. Maybe somebody can confirm, because I missed a bunch of his videos.
Yeah, me too. Tim says I should be Sean James's neighbor. And then I'll create lots of problems with him so that he has to sell that property, and it'll be so funny.
I told you before, right, that I almost ended up buying. Well, I wasn't going to buy it, but I looked at the property that was kitty corner to this old property.
Yeah.
I would have been over there every day. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean. Can I borrow a hand tool?
Hey, what are you doing today? Making a cabin?
Building an outdoor kitchen? Oh, a bathhouse. Okay. That's not random. Alan says, because I'm ignoring this comment by Austin. Satanic puts in, absolutely yuck. Alan says that Swedish cope is the best for low maintenance.
I was just looking at that. So it's just where you carve out the next log. I don't understand. I'm missing something. Because it looks like
that was the one where you squared off the logs, wasn't it?
I see. The upper log is carved out so it fits on top of the lower log.
Yeah.
The whole way along, right? Okay.
Is that what's called Swedish cope? Swedish cope.
Well, I mean, the pictures I'm looking at, yeah, and you're also going to carve out where the log sits on the bottom log. You're going to curve out that
Yeah.
spot, but you curve out the whole log, so I, it, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what Sean James did on his cabin?
It might be.
Ellen has no idea what I'm talking about. David says there's no Cottagers Association.
Yeah.
I thought there was. I may have been thinking about somebody else. Sorry, Dave.
Country Boy says that Sean James chinked in the channel between the logs.
God, that's got to be hard to do though, because you got to do the whole log.
Yeah, all the way along. Not the fastest way to do it.
But I guess I'd rather have that than chinking.
But does that mean you don't have to chink at all, or does that mean? Because I can see that still being kind of breezy, right?
I'm looking at the pea shooter.
The pea shooter.
The here, let me share my screen here. How do I do this again?
You go to present. Present. Arms.
Edit.
You select your tab.
I forget how to do this.
I'm working you through it, man. Present button.
I don't see a present button. Oh, I see. I was hiding that part of the screen because of trying to reduce the brightness here. Okay, Swedish cope standard. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So it is the one where you carve the channel out.
Yeah, you can see the if you look at the ends of the logs there.
Yeah.
Can you see my mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so right there. For anybody watching.
Man, that looks like a lot of trouble, though.
It does. You'd want a lot of logs that are very similar shape and size. I don't know how you do that.
Well, think of it. If you buy like a log cabin kit, you know, like if you buy the logs and everything, these logs are milled to be of uniform size.
Yeah.
All the way along.
You know what's funny is sorry, finish your thought.
I was just thinking like, and maybe that's the way I would have to go to build my cabin, right? Because there are fewer days ahead than there were behind. So would I want to take the time to go and log 80 trees on my property? Or would I just order the damn logs to save that part of it?
Sure, absolutely. You know what is funny is my buddy Ray, he bought a property, put 8 homes on it, and rented them out, and it was all forested in tall. I think they were white pine, maybe, or no, not white pine. I forget. Anyway, he had hundreds of these trees, and they're all exactly the same. They're all 80 feet tall. You know, they tapered very little, and he wasn't exactly crying the blues, but he was saying, you know, he almost had to pay somebody to take them away. Like he was calling up, you know, home builders or whatever and saying, come take these trees, you know, give me some money for them. And they're like, oh, well, you know, we don't, you know, 5 cents a foot. He said, but it would have been perfect for building a cabin.
Yeah. So maybe that's what I want for Christmas. A log cabin kit.
There you go. So that'd be funny if I drove up to your house and dropped off 80 trees in your front yard.
Yeah. Clonk. Like,
there you go.
Oh, look at this. Mr. James went into a lot more detail with his cabin. He carved out the bottom of every log to fit the one below. Yeah, so that's what they're calling Swedish cope.
Yeah. What the heck?
Log cabin packages are partly spec'd out by log diameter, usually a 2 to 4 inch range. Okay. The peeling is not the part that worries me. It's for the Swedish cope, it's the making the channel that would worry me.
If you peel the logs at the right time of year, they're not that bad to peel.
Yeah. It just,
I think it's in the spring when the sap is running. If you peel them then, they're okay. But
yeah.
yeah, that carving out that channel would, and it's got to be pretty precise, right?
And let's face it, how many bloody logs does it take for a cabin? Like 80, 100?
I guess it depends on the size, but I don't
Make
know.
the Swedish cope with the curved adze. Yep, I have an adze. I have a very small curved adze for spoon carving, and I have a flat adze for doing nothing with. I don't even have a handle on it yet, but yeah, like a curved adze would help with that channel in a big way. Yeah, Destiny says the Swedes know how to make their cabins warm.
Curved adze.
Yeah, it's got a scoop to it.
I think I know what it looks like. I'm just gonna look what comes up. Oh, I see. Those would be really good for. I see there are different types. Something similar to that would be good for cutting roots when you're digging a hole. I'm not sure what it's called.
There is a tool that you can use for roots. It's slightly different, and the name escapes me because I've been drinking whiskey and beer. But there is a tool for that.
For cutting roots.
Tim says that Sean painstakingly tabernacle. Hold on, there it is. Sean painstakingly did this with every log. I get the impression his cabin will be his last.
Yeah, but he's going so much more work than his last cabin, right?
I kind of feel that what he's doing in this cabin is everything he looked at his previous cabin and said, I should have. Right? I feel like he's going all out for this one.
Well, that, when he started his last cabin, he didn't have the following he has now.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he was just building a cabin. Like, I want to build a cabin. I'm going to build a cabin. He wasn't looking at it as a permanent home or anything like that. It's just...
Yeah. And now he's got like a couple of million people watching every week and like, nice cabin. Guy.
Yeah.
I will watch this later. I'm going to copy the I can't grab the URL. Hold on. The URL. Open link in new tab. Thank you.
34 million views on this channel, on this video.
Oh, Eric Gronquist. I have only ever seen part of one other thing by that person, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Only 34 million views,
Just 34 million views. It's nothing.
I had a video that got 34 million views, and he's got another one that has 30 million views.
See, I need to make a video about making a log cabin so I can rack up those sweet, sweet views so I can afford a canoe.
Also, you can have a canoe.
And then I'll take a channel to your pond from the road. I can just dump the canoe in. Country Boy says Sean used some pretty big timbers. He had cable suspended in the trees and used block and tackle to hoist them into place. He used a lot less logs than you would think.
If you got big enough logs, and yeah, if you had logs that were 12-inch diameter, then you wouldn't need that many. Like 8 logs will get you 8 feet, and then 32 logs, and then need some big ones for the.
But what do you think is the ideal diameter of log, then? Like, I was thinking like maybe a 6-inch log would be the ideal in terms of not having a wall that like,
6-inch log. Well, it's just, the smaller the log, the more times you got to do the whole notching and carving. And
yeah, absolutely.
Although like a 12-inch log is going to be freaking heavy.
Yeah. But that's okay. I could just whip some block and tackle out. Use a little
Of
pocket
course.
knife, whip
Easy.
that shit out. Just boop, 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 boop. Make it with some paracord. Little paracord action.
Yeah, easy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Elena says, I know guys do a Swedish co-op with a chainsaw too. Very talented guys. I would use an adze so that I'm not using gasoline-powered monstrous tools. The elegance of the hand tool. The elegance.
After you do the first couple, you're going to be like, how do I do this faster?
After the first couple, I'll be hiring someone to come and do it for me. Or like, I'm too old to do this.
Yeah, the Outsider used a chainsaw on his.
The Outsider?
Yeah. Have you
I have
not
to-
seen videos?
No, you'll have to URL me later.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, I have to check it out. He's building a pretty impressive log cabin.
Okay, I'll take a look. Hey, Christy's here. Also, please note that little icon next to Christy's name. Channel member. Personal hero.
Hero of mine.
Yep. David says, go stick built. Whoops, crumbs, everything just jumped. Go stick built, then you can finish it the way you want.
Hey, did Alan give us the lowdown on why he didn't like log cabins?
No. Or maybe he did and we missed it. Alan, why do you not like the log cabins? I know that Russell has many reasons. My mouse has disappeared again. And it's not that it's too small. Like, it literally is not on the screen and then it goes. So there must be like a driver issue with my little wireless mouse or something.
Uh-huh. Make your mouse bigger.
Maybe it's a battery thing.
Too many reasons. Okay. Too many reasons to list. Give us your top 3, Alan. Give us something.
Top 3 will work. My wife and I know someone who has a log cabin, and they just had to have 2 logs in it replaced because they were rotting out, or they had carpenter ants or something. And it was not the cheapest thing because it's a really specialist kind of skill, you know? I do believe Russell has frozen on us. He's probably between satellites. Oh, he's back.
I think I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that log that went bad, what kind of wood was it?
I don't know. I'm thinking they were probably just pine logs or something. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. You know that.
What?
Wow. Yikes. Around the base. Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
If I build a log cabin, I'm putting it on piers the way like a stick built would be.
You're not building a log cabin, man.
Why you gotta be hating?
Okay.
I'm just sitting here chatting with some friends, drinking some whiskey. You gotta be all like mean. Too heavy to build without help. Yeah, absolutely. Bottom course rut, exactly. That's why I would build it on piers. I would lift it off the ground. Or like pour a huge cement pad or something. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't want to start off the, right on the ground with my first course of logs. Absolutely not.
I suppose you could char your first course. Would that help, Alan? Have you charred them?
Do the what's it called, the sugiban, the Japanese charring? That would probably help, but long term, really. Jim, yeah, it's got to be a battery thing. My battery is probably dying on the mouse. Can I just use the tab? No.
Can you get a battery? Two?
There we are. I just hid my entire window. Okay, we got it back? No, we don't. Yes, there it is back. Okay. Jim says, Marty Morato from Mountain Men made a pretty cool log cabin. It was a trapper's cabin, and he took the chainsaw and cut in between the logs to make them fit without notching.
Without notching, or did you use the chainsaw to notch them?
Cut between the logs.
I'm not sure I get that.
I'm trying to visualize it, but it's not working for me.
Cut in between the logs to make them fit without notching.
He squeezed me. He says, hey, Jess, did they support the whole thing and chink the wood out for that log cabin bug thingy? I don't remember. This is a long time ago. There was this whole process of them like removing the rotten logs and like somehow fitting another log in without taking the whole top of the house off.
Sounds tricky.
Yeah. Lipstick says, a country on my road builds them. They have two large two-story building on their property right now. Interesting. Yeah, check this out. Need a professional log cabin builder, and Shu Sugiban is a must. The Amish do it well.
You know what? That's if you can drive right up to your cabin, which I can't do. But if you could, it makes a lot of sense to just buy a kit.
Yeah.
You know, have all the logs chinked for you, or not chinked, but
chopped up, cut for you. Tim is asking, why have cemented? Oh, come on, mouse.
Cement nature.
Cement nature. Why? I may as well stay in the city. It's just about not having the logs rot out from under me over the years.
I'm pretty sure that Tim's just joking because why? What about windows? You know, might as well stay in the city if you want windows.
Yeah. David says our neighbor's log cabin is on concrete foundation. It has a full basement. Yeah.
I would love to have a full basement.
I would love to have a cabin. Excuse me, Shu Sugiban, the art of Japanese wood burning. Yeah, so he knows what it is. Yeah, and it's a very cool approach to dealing with rot. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm lost. Everything jumped. Apparently, Jim says Marty took the logs and stacked them on top of each other and then stuck a chainsaw between two logs and buzzed the gaps so that they all laid flat. I get it.
Oh, interesting.
I get it. But like,
well, that's not a bad idea. I don't know about that process of doing it, but you could use an Alaskan chainsaw mill and just cut every log top and bottom.
I would be afraid of like just flattening. Like, I still need to. The log cabin has to do this so that if a tremor comes through, your whole thing doesn't fall apart. Right? Tim says, I'd practice with Lincoln logs. Then you know how you want to build. I don't even know what Lincoln logs. Oh, are those the tiny little log cabin-esque logs? About the size of straws? No, not bigger than that. But.
It's a toy.
Yeah, it's the log cabin toy thing, right? They're like dowels.
Yeah.
With notches on the ends. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, but I would still design it in SketchUp first.
Yeah, you're better at SketchUp than I am. I'd blow.
And we love you for it.
Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Tenenbaum. Amazing. That is so meta. I love it. Sean Sugiban has to be done correctly to prevent rot. Doesn't protect against bugs on rodents. Otherwise, it's just cool looking wood. Yeah. There's a whole process behind it. Absolutely.
You see, in recent Sean James video, he was burning not logs, but I think it was milled wood. He was, burning.
Yeah, for the siding on the addition there. Yeah.
And I thought it actually looked pretty good. Once it was burned, it looked kind of stylish. It was nice.
It's okay. The Sean Sugiban is not something that I would do for the aesthetic of it. I would do it. I'd make sure I'm doing it right to protect the wood. It's not a bad look, but it's not a look that I adore. You know what I'm saying? Get my 411.
Yeah. Sorry, we have to do a shout out to Rob on the internet, who's been a member for 2 months. You can't see it in the StreamYard. You got to look at that.
Oh, I just saw it over there. All right, nice one, Rob. I had to look. Man, I wish that StreamYard and YouTube were better integrated, because why couldn't I see that in StreamYard? Like, what does it hurt?
Yeah, StreamYard's a little behind
the times. In fact, now I can't find my StreamYard window. There it is. But all right, Rob on the internet, member for 2 months. Like it.
I'm your longest member.
Are you?
Yep.
I believe you might be right about that. So how come you didn't get a 2-month? Well, maybe it's because I don't see them, because I almost never look in the YouTube window. I should fix that.
Oh yeah, membership gifting. Do I have membership gifting?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Free member milestone chat. Oh, so I can do the free member. Hi, I'm Rain Dance. I spell it right.
Please spell it right.
Because I love all the Oh, there's only 50 characters.
What, they let you have a special message, and then they ding you if you go higher than 50 characters?
You get 50 characters, so I had to cut it off there.
Because I'm a big hunk of burning love.
I was trying to put I love all the perks.
Why do they stop you at 50 characters? At 50... I
know. Yeah. It's like, you can put in a longer message if you do a super chat.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the hell, YouTube? You guys suck so hard it hurts. Wait. That sounds 12 kinds of awkward.
That's the first time tonight anything has sounded awkward.
Yeah. Destiny would love to have accept that now. My mouse is not appearing again. Tavernouche. Yeah, I'm going to have to check my batteries. Oh, so frustrating.
I can totally understand.
I love it. I love it, Rob on the internet. I love it. It's terrific. Man, this mouse goes through batteries like I go through pizza. This is not good.
Pizza.
I did not make a good purchase here.
Really? That's weird. Like, I have a wireless mouse, and I might change the battery like once a year. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought.
And these simple Logitech mice are just. I think that's Logitech. I love it. It's a great mouse.
I'm having some trouble with mine. Mine's a Logitech as well, but it's whatever's their tiny little one. Yeah,
tiny. I like tiny ones. Well, that doesn't look tiny. It's not like those little like mice that they.
It's not a kid's size. No. Let me go find another mouse. I'll be right back.
You have another mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just me again. You couldn't have put up with that mouse for another 2 minutes. Oh, well. Yeah. It's a Logitech mouse. It's a basic mouse, but it does have the 2 buttons on the side that I never use. Where my thumb is, I guess you would say. I have noticed that if you're browsing in web browser, one goes forward and one goes back page. I never use it for that. I never use it for anything. You can probably program it for games and stuff, but I don't know. I don't use them. I just use the old 2-button and the scrolling
I
thing.
tell you what, man, this is frustrating.
It's frustrating when you talk and you're not wearing your earphones, so you can't hear me.
Like we're at a minute from closing time, and I can't control the damn screen. Closing time.
Well, you have to give us an extra 15 minutes anyway because you were all the crackly stuff at the beginning.
Oh, I see. Okay. Fair enough. There are certain design flaws with this little tiny Logitech mouse. Like trying to get the battery out is nightmarish. See you later, Alan. All right. Are we going to work? No, we're not going to work. What is going on here? Hi, Dennis. How'd it go tonight?
Hey, Dennis.
I still have 21 watching, so I can't leave yet. Except that I'm getting really boring here because I can't get my damn mice to work.
Way to go.
I don't get it.
Good day, David.
There we go. Okay. All right. This mouse was not a great purchase. Tabernacle. Okay, but I got,
You have mouse.
I got mouse. Dennis is late because the green room went into overtime. Yeah, I don't blame you for that at all. So we're going to 11:15. I should have gotten some cheese then.
Go get that wheel.
Go get that wheel of cheese. Does anyone remember the game Mousetrap? Excuse me. Yes, I do. Very vaguely, actually. That's a long time ago. Dennis, I hope you got a bourbon going. Look, Russell, look what I did. It's all finished.
Finally finished the train hooch.
That's probably the... Okay, good. Dennis has chips and bourbon, so he's good for a while yet. Nice.
Chips and bourbon.
Chips and bourbon. It's a good time. It's a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Excuse me, he said, I always thought Mousetrap was called the Big Boot. No. It's so wrong.
That doesn't compute.
But man, the Mousetrap game, that's a long time ago, man. Do you guys know? Do you guys start again? Do you guys remember that?
I'm looking at pictures. Yeah, I remember it. And now I found a page that's talking about a life-size game of mouse. They have the whole thing here set up at like a...
Really?
And people watching. This is like a serious thing here.
Huh.
Life-size Mousetrap.
Interesting. Why do I have the original log commercial playing on my... Oh, because of Tenenbaum. It's log. Dill pickle chips, nice. Rob used to love that game. I think I've only ever played it once. I was a young kid. They started... it was from the early 60s. I don't know if they're still making it, though. But I remember, like, even when I was a kid in the 70s, it seemed like an old game. I could use a blanket. What'd you say?
Cheese
blanket.
I said it's on Amazon.
Is it? It's good to know. It's good to know.
Where did that come from? Excuse me. Just random.
Wasn't that from Roger Rabbit or something? Excuse me. No? Was it Roger Rabbit? Or one of those? I think it was a rabbit of some sort.
I'm thinking Wayne's World.
Wayne's World? No. I thought it was a rabbit of some sort.
Somebody can correct us.
Except that nobody's correcting us. What's going on, guys? Everyone's still so stuck on the Mousetrap game. No, excuse me. I did not have mouse problems. Whoops. You know what? There was a paddling game at one point, a canoeing game about the Boundary Waters, which I have never seen in person, but I read about it. It's like this quasi-legendary game that is apparently not actually any good to play. And somebody somewhere who I read or who I watch got to play the game and hated it. Or didn't hate it, but they didn't... Linda's out. All right, good night.
A Bushcraft game. There you
I
go.
must now create one.
Sure. You know, and you would have to market it to like scouts.
Yeah.
And like teach real, valuable skills somehow.
Yeah. Or it could be like almost kind of a Trivial Pursuit thing, right? Like, of these 5 woods, which 4 do you want in your campfire? And have like oak, beech, maple, and I don't know, poplar. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
stuff like
funny because when you started that, I was like, I could use any wood in my campfire. And then you hit poplar, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And that entire little conversation we just had, you have to know. You have to know about bushcraft or heating with wood or something, you know?
I was thinking more of like a Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons Bushcraft.
Right. I could just imagine the dungeon master. Are they still called that, or are they all just game masters now?
You can call him a dungeon master.
Okay, so you're in this dungeon. It's been abandoned for 300 years. But in the corner, there are the roots of an oak that has grown through the ceiling. In the other corner, strangely, there's a fire pit, but it clearly hasn't been used in a century. There is some very dry tinder that someone left there and hasn't seen in a century. What do you do? I cast magic missiles. Oh, that's not what the game's about.
You have pocket lint.
Yeah. You have pocket lint and some iron pyrite.
And Bruce brought some Vaseline for some reason. Okay.
For some reason that we're not going to go into. Like when you're trying to create a fire, like you don't have to roll for initiative. But like, what do you roll?
I know. There's a gem of an idea in there somewhere.
Yeah. And in fact, I think Tenenbaum hit on it. Trivial Pursuit, the outdoor edition. Bushcraft could be a category. Oh, it is from Wayne's World. Okay. Excuse me? Oh, Reservoir. Oh, never mind. Oh, wow. Tenenbaum and Zork. Wow. Pulling it out of the past. That's great stuff.
Zork.
Yeah, Zork. No, it's not a D&D stream. It's not a Zork stream. We were just blithering a bit.
Zork. Gosh.
You know what? I finished my whiskey. And I do mean I'm finished my whiskey. It's too bad there's no other whiskey around me.
Don't. Okay, do it.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Time to binge.
I can read. It says Blue Label, but
yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah.
Tea.
It's a good drink. I got to share a little bit of this with a cousin-in-law when we had our house full of people for the funeral over the weekend. And it was nice because like I was finally with people who appreciate whiskey, and that's not a dig at you, it's a dig at like the people I live near. Because I've often said that whiskey only truly becomes whiskey when you can share it with someone. And I finally had people in my house I could share my bounty with. So I sort of brought this out at the end. You want some? Ook. Here, this careful, tiny little
Oh,
dram with one of the guests.
I would have hidden that.
Yeah, no, I only brought it out sort of at the end as a, for the last dram, I got something. So I came down and got this. Hey,
Yeah.
how's Al doing? He's not here tonight. Probably asleep.
Geez, I haven't spoken to Al in a bit.
Gotta check in on the friends.
I
You got
do.
to check in on the friends.
I do have to check in on him because we still got to make plans for him to come here sometime.
Is he gonna come in spring or is he coming for the winter? For the
Yeah,
winter. I mean, in the winter.
I I don't know. I got to talk to him because it nice if he came like right now because the colors are just amazing. But
Are they better than when I was there?
oh yeah,
Okay, in
and
that case, I will be there in 5, 4.
the leaves haven't come off the trees yet, but they'll be gone in a week from now. So
The leaves.
the leaves, excuse me.
So nice. No, it's okay. It's fine. Such a nice vista. It's the best time of year for stuff like that. I mean, it's nice to look at a green forest. It's nice to look at that beautiful light green when everything is just popping. Great, fabulous. But man, this time of year, there's magic there.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, absolute magic in the air.
it's something to behold.
Something to enjoy, something to behold. So when I was packing up to go to your place, I think I may have accidentally tossed out the snake skins for my hammock. When I tossed out the box that the hammock came in, the snake skins are this thing that Hennessy sells so that you can literally just do this, and it's like the hammock is in its own stuff sack. The hammock and the fly are in their own stuff sack, and I can't find them. And they sort of they came with it and they're gone, which is too bad because it would have been nice to have just sort of and had the whole thing, you know, done up when, oh, would you look at that? So
Can I
nice. Yeah.
again? Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. And what you're doing right now is pretty much what I wanted to borrow your drone to do for my title sequence um, for the next little while.
Oh, yeah, I can send you some video.
Just like that real simple sort of panning across the top of the trees. Because I want to
Sure.
try and see if I can make something work.
Yeah, can do that. If you like.
Relax, don't do it when you want to do it. Yeah, it would be nice if Al could see that. He's either gone to get another beer or he's gone to see a man about a hearse. Either way, I suddenly feel so lonely. These are always beautiful when you don't have to clean them up. You know what? I leave I leave the leaves. I leave the leaves. Yes, I let them lie upon my lawn and just sort of like become compost or whatever. What are my hopes and aspirations for this winter? I would like to get out and do some snowshoeing as much as I can. I don't have any aspirations for any camping because I know better at this point. I have spent the past 3 years telling you guys that I want to do X and then not doing X, and I feel like I'm turning into one of those guys who talks big and doesn't do. So I'm not even gonna. I would like to do some snowshoeing. I would like to get to the woods if I can for some wintertime hiking. I'm not going to plan to do any camping because I'm just not equipped. My sleeping bag and wool blanket will not keep me warm enough. Though I did get a new Thermarest pad. um, excuse me. So yeah, I'm not really set up for wintertime camping anymore. Even though I got like the source book recently. I've shown that twice in this live stream. If I do this one more time, then I'm setting a motif, right?
Yep.
Snowshoes and take the camera for sure, Jess. Yeah, absolutely. Did I hold on. Ian is on a corner with his leaves just carry on down the street. Very little cleanup. That's nice too. Man, excuse me. You just reminded me of. We gave Camille snowshoes for Christmas one year when she was about young. I don't know, maybe 7. Fully expecting her to put them on and just nose plant. Like we gave them to her on Christmas morning, and then she and I went out onto the lake, onto Lac de Montagne, because we're at the mother-in-law's place, and we put on our snowshoes, and she put them on, and she sort of took a couple of steps, and then just went and just ran, and like didn't fall, didn't do anything, just tore around, just running everywhere with these snowshoes on. And I thought, wow, because the first time I put snowshoes on, I face planted, before I sort of got the hang of it. But she just went. Kids, they just, I don't know, they get it. They don't come to everything with this sort of expectations of experience or thinking we know what's going to happen, maybe. But yeah. Oh, look at that, Dennis was at Rice Lake over the weekend, and the fall colors were incredible. Fall colors, man, you can't beat it. Quality of light is just different,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think this is great that. Oops.
You do it.
Chrissy says my leaves end up on our neighbor.
Yeah, same here. My daughter and I we covered our pool finally today after work.
So, what do you do when the neighbors end up in your pool, Christy?
I missed that part. I missed the missing apostrophe. No raking so much as maybe wrapping into a carpet and then dumping off a bridge.
That's the way it reads. I can just see that.
Amazing.
Our neighbors don't go out because the wind just catches them. Like, oh no, we're gonna end up in Chrissy and Steve's pool.
And they end up face down in the pool. Just God, we killed another neighbor. Shite. Oh well. In the Weblord, I'm not exactly sure where you are, but in 2 weeks, in a lot of places, it might still actually. It might still. Excuse me says that my daughter needs cross-country skis. Yeah, I think you're right. I have cross-country skis, but they're like 45 years old. So I don't think I could get the shoes that you remember. Well, like how many of you guys are old enough to remember when cross-country skis had these like special boots where at the toe this little squared off piece of the sole came out with 3 holes in it, and you would fit that onto 3 spikes and then snap a metal holder down so that just off the toe. So that's what I got. I have never been to Whistler, which for a guy who spent as much of his time in British Columbia as I have, I acknowledge is embarrassing. But I have never been to Whistler.
I've been to Lake Louise, which is not far from Whistler,
Yeah.
which blew me away. I mean, it's funny because I've done like a lot of things Ontario, and then I went to Quebec and thought, "Oh my God, these are real hills." And then I
Mhm.
went to Lake Louise and thought, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
this is a real."
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Lake Louise is. I've never been there. I've only ever seen photos. I mean, I've been to Banff. Hell, I played gigs in Banff.
Banff is gorgeous.
Yeah, spectacular. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Jim is terrified to see how the leaves have dropped in your absence at your up north place. I just leave the leaves. They turn into mulch over the course of the winter, and it ends up being good for the lawn. So I don't even. I used to scrape them up. That's not the right word. Rake them up,
Yep.
but I don't anymore. I just leave them turned to thatch.
Just mulch them with your lawnmower, kind of thing.
Yeah,
'Cause you got to cut your grass still, right?
yeah, and so what I do is I take out my mower.
Your lower mower.
It's one of those real mowers.
It's a real mower. Okay.
Like the ones with the helix blades. No
Nah.
motor on them.
Oh, it's a push
Yeah,
thingy.
yeah, it's a push thingy. It's a thingy of push. I can't find my mouse again. There's something technological with this computer or this mouse.
Yep. It might be the user.
It's not the user. It's never the user in my house. It's always the technology.
Sure.
I won't lead you wrong.
You might.
I tell only the truth. Only the truth.
City girl just went outside with a blanket.
With a blanket. Are we pissing her off? No, she can't hear us.
No, we're not pissing her off. I think she wants to just watch the night sky.
Hmm.
It's you. We didn't do that when you were here, but I mean, the Big Dipper goes across the northern sky. It's
Mm.
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I would definitely do that next time I'm there. I was trying to not bug you because of the whole sick thing. So I tried to sort of stay the hell away. And just enjoy
It was just bad
the
timing.
silence.
I was
Yeah.
sick on the couch the whole weekend.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. That's why I was saying that I felt guilty for going at first. There we go. That's my mower right there.
oh, you didn't need to feel guilty. I mean, my whole plan was, well, I didn't really have a plan. It was just like get Jess out in the bush.
Yeah.
That was
Jess,
it.
I have 180 acres. Come out here and get lost on my land somewhere. Okay.
Exactly.
Don't have to twist my arm twice.
And then you
That's not how that saying goes, is it?
I thought you were going to spend your time over at the other pond.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up spending all your time here, and the dogs were with you the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah. Well, they were with me because I was outside, I think. Like, it had nothing to do with the magic of Jesse. Well, maybe a little bit. But I think it was just because I was outside and they like being outside.
Yep.
Those are my thoughts.
You're different and outside. Yep.
Yeah. Squeeze Me is tossing a shout out to Alicia, by the way.
She's outside.
So shout out. What am I going to do here? Maybe a little green label. One last. Wee tiny one. If I can get it without knocking the blue label to the ground.
Yeah, don't do that.
That would suck. This green label is a very nice whiskey for a blend.
Yeah, like
Very
better than
nice. Well, it's a third of the price, so it's hard to really judge one way or the other, right? It's $100 bottle instead of a $300 bottle. $370 bottle in Quebec. It's redonkulous. Redonkulous. Redonkulous.
If you just do the re part, then people can finish it on their own.
Re.
Yeah, it was fantastic up here.
Okay, good to know. Where the heck was I? Everything's jumped. Jim's got rain right now, which is nice. It's very good for the grass and the flowers and the fruits and the veggies. All right. Ian the Webbler went for more as well. Nice to know. Nice to know I ain't drinking alone. Russell's not letting us. Oh, look at that pour. Holy snap. Did I really do that?
Pour.
That's an energetic pour. Dennis. Looks like Kristen's having one too. Dennis is perfect at this game. Yeah. Country Boy says, ain't that the truth? I was camping on the weekend at 1,100 meters, and I was in a t-shirt until about 9 p.m. When I was at Russell's Land, it went down to like 2 or 3 at night, and then went up to about 12 to 14 during the day. And I found that in the sun, it was hot. In the shade, it was cool. And in the wind, it was cold. So I spent all my time taking off and putting on my outer layer. What you laughing about? What you laughing about?
It's perfect. It was perfect.
It was terrific. It was the weather could not have been better.
It's like, if you're cold, go stand in the sun. If you're hot, go stand in the shade, or take off some clothing.
Take off a layer.
It's perfect. It might have been a little chilly at night, but
yeah,
one of us were prepared for that.
Yeah, the one who stayed in his cabin. It's funny because when I was packing up, I saw that the instructions printed on the stuff sack for the Hennessy hammock actually had instructions for how to get into it and lie in it and everything. And if I'd read that, I think that my experience would have been better.
Can you just see Mrs. Jess sitting there going, "Oh, I need instructions for my sleeping bag. Damn it. How do you use a sleeping bag? How do you use a sleeping bag?"
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Excuse me is asking where Country Boy was camping. Squamish? I've been to Squamish. Tenenbaum says crumbs. Tenenbaum says that sounds like an indigenous weather station. Yeah. It's like throwing a rock outside. When it's wet, you know it's raining. When it's dry, you know it's sunny.
I just saw a shooting star. It was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Sorry, I can't tell you. Oh, well.
No, you can tell us. Okay, she can't tell us.
Why?
I don't know. She just went back out.
I love watching a night sky in a dark sky area where you can actually see everything.
Oh God, you didn't do that here. You were in your hammock at like 8 p.m.
Yeah, I was so wrecked. I was so tired and so exhausted. I just went to bed. Guys, don't read instructions. I'm still trying to figure out my. You see, it's funny because it's true, right? I'm suffering in that stupid hammock, and I'm like putting it away and thinking this is either going to be summer only or I'm never using it again. And then I glance at the instructions, and I've read the instructions on how to hang it. I've read the instructions on how to make sure it doesn't rip apart under me. And then right down there, here's how to sleep in it. I'm like, oh, now I feel a little silly.
How can you get that wrong?
Well, because it's an asymmetrical design. So you don't like, when you lie down in just a hammock like this made of a parachute or whatever, you just lie in it straight. With an asymmetrical design, you're supposed to lie kind of cockeyed. Like if this is the center line, you're supposed to lie sort of across it a little bit. So there is a certain amount of figuring out to do.
Okay.
Canoe Hound says, last week on our canoe trip, we used the AccuSac forecast. That was the AccuSac forecast.
Something to do with your sack?
Please. Not the nut sack.
You're gonna just tomorrow. You're gonna cut this off after 11, right?
I'm gonna have to, because this is getting like, hello.
Okay, so we're still good though. Lay at an angle to the directions of the hammock by doing so it flattens you out.
Mhm.
Lay at an angle to the direction of the hammock.
Yeah, and it's designed that way, which, by the way, meant that when I was putting the fly over it, I put up the fly and realized this is backwards, because the asymmetrical hammock and the asymmetrical fly are designed so that the same asymmetry happens on both sides. I'm not putting this particularly well, but you know what I'm saying? Like the fly is shaped to the shape of the hammock. So it's possible that if you put one this way and one this way, you'll get soaked if it rains at night.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes, I saw that, Dennis. I was trying to move on, but yeah, I saw that. What the hell did Excuse Me say? What is that? Is that an ant?
It's a tiny dinosaur.
A tiny dinosaur. Followed by nuts.
Generally, I ignore. Those are cherries.
Yeah, I think they're all referring to the same thing.
Or cranberries. Anyway, I generally ignore things like that because I can't see them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean the emoji or
Emojis.
whatever they are. Yeah.
Like when people comment on my videos and it's nothing but emojis, I just ignore it because I can't see what it is.
Fair enough.
Or if I try to see what it is, I misinterpret it. And
yeah. We're too old to be talking in emoji. Hey, Excuse Me is playing with the squirrel and nuts.
Yeah. Okay, you can stop that now.
I don't need to pick that up. We're moving on.
How's that drink? How's that green?
I think the green is very good. Look, I'm not a big blends guy, but I think that the green, they kind of caught lightning in a bottle with that, because it's at a price point where the flavor profile hits comparatively above this price point, like compared to the rest of the line. Like, I think this is very good, and I think the green is also fabulous. After that, it starts to taper off pretty fast. Like, I think the Johnny Walker Red Label is likely the second worst whiskey I've ever tasted. I do not like it.
Well, what is the green a blend of?
The thing is, it's a blend of some really nice whiskeys. Tabernacle. Hold on. Let's not drop it. Okay, so what are we a blend of? It's 4. I think there's like Linkwood and Kalila or something. Hold on. A harmonious blend created with only single malt whiskies, including Talisker. So there'll be a little smoke there, but not too much. More on the briny side. From the Isle of Skye for its intense smoke and spiciness. All right. Linkwood from Speyside for freshness and vibrancy. Cragganmore, which brings fragrance and maltiness. Cragganmore is very malty. It's not one of my favorites. It's kind of a middle of the road, but you know. And Kalila from Isla for the maritime character. Now, I have a lot of Kalila in independent bottlings. Uh, they go for independent bottlings like you wouldn't believe. Very good. Nice Isla malt. Very peaty, very malt maritime. Like there's a real brininess to it. Excuse me, ask me if I have enough firewood. I have absolutely enough firewood because I'm not allowed to burn solids to in Montreal. So I have no firewood, and I still have enough. Anyone have a pumpkin spice latte yet? Guy, for males, that would be a IPA. IPA is pumpkin spice for guys. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I don't like pumpkin spice. Although it's nice that they're now actually putting pumpkin in it. Because for the longest time, Starbucks had no pumpkin in their pumpkin spice. It's a nice whiskey. Pumpkin spice IPA. No. You could probably, if you're like a really adventurous microbrewer, you could probably pull off like a pumpkin spice porter or a pumpkin spice stout, maybe a pumpkin spice brown ale. That's your limit. Absolutely your limit. So maybe for Christmas, I want a pumpkin spice brown ale. Yeah. Cliff says pumpkin spice sake. No.
Oh, what the hell, Cliff? Jesus.
City Girl, what?
City Girl loves her pumpkin beer.
Yeah. I don't remember last time I had a pumpkin beer. But the thing is, a pumpkin beer and a pumpkin spice something are not the same thing. By the way, Jim just looked at the ticker. Cool gear for the holidays. He wants a 24-inch axe, Hudson Bay style. I think Council Tool makes something you might want to look out for. I'm not sure if it's 24 inches though. It might be 21.
There's your pumpkin beer, pumpkin spice beer, or just pumpkin beer? Just pumpkin beer. Okay.
Pumpkin ale beer.
Pumpkin ale beer.
Pumpkin ale. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Oh no.
Cliff is indoors right now.
I can't see.
Yes, Christy, City Girl is there. She's there for the week. Rob on the internet says pumpkin beer isn't bad. No, I'm not saying that pumpkin beer is bad. I don't like pumpkin spice. By the way, Russell, tell Alicia that a lot of people have said hi to her so far.
A lot of people have said hi to you, dear.
Hey, everyone.
Nice.
Okay.
That's fabulous. I like that.
Hello, you can't see me because it's very dark.
We can totally see. We can see.
And I am sitting outside on the deck gazing at it's a full moon out there, so it is impeding my stargazing, but it's an absolutely beautiful night. So hello.
The moon can really kill you. Can really kill the stargazing. Hold that can up.
And guess what happened to City Girl today?
What happened?
We gotta save that.
Oh, we gotta save it.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
no
there's
pressure.
Okay,
but tell her I understand about the sun kind of blowing out the stars. It's something that a lot of astronomers really like. Visual astronomers hate.
Oh, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
Are you going back?
I am.
Are you warm enough?
Out there. Oh yeah, I got a blanket and everything.
I can grab you the sleeping bag from upstairs. It'll be warmer.
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna grab myself.
No, okay, she's going back out.
Yeah, it must be spectacular viewing. Cliff says this fox doesn't celebrate the holiday after turkey season holiday. Well, you see, for Canadians, the holiday after turkey season holiday is chocolate and candy corn holiday. and pumpkins.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pumpkin spice IPA sounds like beer for the Beavers on Saturday and Friday nights.
So City Girl was carded today.
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing. I love it.
There's a bigger story there, but we'll save it for Books Fest.
Yeah.
Still hilarious.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's fabulous. I like it. Yeah. I missed her live stream and I missed yours this week for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But
Well, hers is still up. You can watch hers.
yeah. What's nice about hers is that it's just a really nice kind of like I live stream at night and there's all this alcohol happening, and you live stream at night and there's all this like everyone I watch live streams at night, and there's something kind of cool and low key about her live stream in the afternoon like that. That I find it.
A lot of people like her live streams.
Yeah, I find it kind of enchanting because it's so different than most of the live streams I watch. You know, it's got a real nice energy to it. Rob on the internet says that is such a great feeling. I hated it when I was younger, and now it makes me happy when they do. Man, I haven't been. I don't look 50 because I look fabulous, but I definitely look older than carding age.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we didn't get the response. I mean, she's 53 this year, right? And when the girl asked her for her, said, "Are you old enough to do this?" And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice." And the girl's like, "Okay, I guess you're over 18 then, right?" So she didn't actually find out how old City Girl actually is, because that would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, honey, I'm 52. Ooh.
Yep.
Foxit is only now saying hi to Dennis. So I guess that those two missed each other.
Way to go, Foxit.
Well, Dennis is stealth. He's very stealthy.
Not really. He's been here in chat the whole time. Well,
okay, so he's not really. I'm trying to smooth things over. I'm trying to
Okay. All right.
How many of you guys watch Avid Outdoorsy Guy, by the way?
Who?
Avid Outdoorsy Guy. Ethan. He's from the States somewhere. But he's doing a series right now. He went up to Quetico. And like the first episode of Quetico, he's like, I haven't been in Canada in 1,000 days. Because like for the whole COVID, he didn't come. But I like Ethan. I think he's great. He's been on my live stream before. I've watched his stuff for a while, and yeah, Dennis watched it. I knew Dennis would watch it. I also laughed my ass off at his first episode. But the thing is, it started off with him being so jazzed about being at Quetico and like whooping and hollering. It was just so warming to see. It's like so many people sort of try to put on their on camera face, and I just love it when someone just doesn't do that. I don't know, it was cool. It was a really cool episode. I can't wait to watch the rest of, and they're long episodes. I think that was episode 1 of his actual trip, and I have a hard time watching something that's like 40 or 50 minutes, but I haven't seen Ethan in so long. I was wondering about that guy. Bear sprayed the mongoose. Yeah, absolutely. Jim got carded last summer. 58 years old. Great. Oh, you threw it up there. Okay, yeah. Love it.
So why, Jim?
Maybe
I've seen you.
Was trying to be.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean it like that.
He meant that in the best possible way, Jim.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, I've seen him. He doesn't look. It must have been. Okay, well, good for you, Jim. I'll just leave it like that. Way to go.
I don't know. That's an awkward moment. I kind of want to just let that one sink in and juice the moment for a sec.
Hey, well, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Bear sprayed the mongoose. I don't know if any of you guys used to watch Ethan when he was making more videos. He's back to putting out content, and I think he's a great guy. I think he's got a cool energy on camera.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Ethan needs to lose the pit vipers.
What's his YouTube channel called?
It's literally avid outdoorsy guy.
Avid outdoorsy guy.
You'll recognize his face. He's been on my live stream before.
I don't know if I will.
I think I'd kind of like to have him on to talk about finally getting back north of the border after being COVIDed out of Canada for so long and everything.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure what Jim is replying to. He says, Ethan used to lose the pit vipers, fine. But then, yeah, why? And then, really? I'm not sure what the heck.
Oh, because I said he doesn't look 18?
Oh. Yes, okay.
He was just doing his job.
Fair enough.
That's okay. I'll go with you look a lot younger than I think you look.
Maybe he was tossing Jim a bit of a compliment. Maybe he was being flirtatious.
Flirtatious.
Maybe he's being flirtatious, Jim.
Flirtatious.
You don't look a day over 18.
Play that game.
Wait.
Play
What is legal where Jim is? 18 is not it, right?
Oh, just play the game. Play the game, Jim.
Just play the game. Just play the game. You'll get some beer.
Get some friends.
Excuse me has been barred from the bars here for playing the spoons. Is that a thing? Let me tell you something about the spoons and bars.
Wait, are we talking about the band, or are we talking about like playing actually the spoons?
I think he's talking about just like playing the actual spoons.
So, okay, that's
Because
weird.
if it was the band, it would be capitalized. Jesse said, trying to move along. Thank you, Jim. It's nice to see somebody, because I was waiting for someone in the side chat to say something. I knew that Dennis knew Ethan and enjoyed Ethan's stuff, because I know that Dennis is a man of extreme taste.
Dennis is
yes,
a man
I know, Jim. I got that.
Taste chips.
Playing the spoons. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. Here's the dealio. I play in a band, as most of you know at this point. And twice now, we've been trying to play our gig, and some fool in the back corner has been tick-a-tacka with the spoons, and not even being on beat with us.
What?
And I will tell you, drunken, I can play the spoon. Tick, and just like not even listening to what we're doing because he had to show off. Two different guys, two different events, two different nights. And like there are certain things that people do that like you're like, but you can sort of get behind, but you can get past. But when someone just grabs two bars, like spoons from the bar, metal ass spoons, not the wooden ones, and it's tick-a-tack, there's like the sound carries, it pierces through all other sounds. And you spend the night just wishing the bouncers would get tired of the sound. You know?
Because it throws you off? Does it throw you off?
Oh, wow. We actually have to, like, the guys on stage have to really sort of like be really in sync and pay a whole lot more attention. You can't just give yourself up to the moment, 21, Jim says. Okay. All right. 21. Wow.
I hope we haven't really upset Jim tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, Jim. I'm sure you totally look 21 or 20. Whatever.
20. I think that if Quebec tried to put the age of legality, majority, what is it when you can drink? Is that legality?
Age
Or
of majority
majority?
sounds familiar, but
I think that if they tried to put it at 21 here, there'd be riots in the street. Conservative crowd. Fair enough. Excuse me, says. The legal limit, yeah. I mean, I live in a province where it's 18, and there is some pressure to move the age of drinking and voting down to 16. I don't think it's going to happen. God, I hope it doesn't happen. But yeah.
certainly drinking seems low. I don't know a lot of 16-year-olds, but typically we're not really interested in politics at that age.
No, but you know what? Oh God, do I say this?
Nope. It's
Yeah,
political.
I'll leave it. I'll leave it. It's political. I mean, most of you, there may be one person here listening who will know what I'm talking about, but it's still technically political, so I'm going to leave it. Let's just say that there are certain elements that would like the voting age to lower.
Had to get that in there.
I don't want 16-year-olds drinking or voting. 21 after 9 p.m. most places. 21 after 9 p.m. What? What does that even mean?
Guessing that if you're in a bar, you can be younger than that until 9 p.m. and then you have to be
Oh
under 21.
yeah. It's the same as a pub I used to work at. I learned that here. You know, up until supper time, you can bring your family in for a meal kind of thing. But after, I think it's about the same, 8 or 9 p.m. It becomes illegal to have kids in there because it becomes a full on drinking establishment. Yeah. No. I was
Makes
about
sense.
to knock something over. I'm out of Green Label.
Shitburgers. Shitburgers.
We're not talking about burgers here. That could be political. Some people might be vegetarian or vegan.
Oh, but we can talk about cheese.
What were you about to say?
I was about to say you should go to the fridge and see if there's a wheel of cheese in there.
I know there's a wheel of cheese in there. Jim says, I'm 12 in the brain. I think I'm 25. I look like I'm 65. I feel like I'm 103. Fair enough. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's... If you asked my missus, I'm 8. If you ask me, I'm about 27. You know, the thing is, okay, how many of you guys... Our bushcraft tools... I'm trying to figure out how to put this question. Because this really ties into what I would love for Christmas. Are bushcraft tools just grown-up toys? About 15 years ago, I was working as a photojournalist for a small, I don't remember what, and I went to like a Comic-Con or something. And there was a Millennium Falcon there from the early 80s, maybe late 70s, right? Remember when toys were huge? It was the one where the back comes off and the cockpit flips open. And it was about $50, and it was $55. And I saw the thing, and I remembered having one as a kid. And I shift you not, I very nearly put my card down for that thing. I didn't bring it home because my girlfriend at the time would have killed me. But like, are the implements one buys for their interest? Like, are the knives and axes that we love to buy and polish and sharpen and play with and love, are they just grown-up toys? Are they just like the grown-up analog to the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing and the Transformers? And do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You think so? I think so too.
I remember thinking this is at different stages of my life. I really wanted something, When I was
Yeah.
a kid, I wanted a Trans Am because Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh
And
yeah,
then as
okay.
I got older, my wants changed, ding, 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 as I got older. And I remember thinking back and thinking, that's kind of sad, actually, that all the things I said, absolutely, when I'm an adult and I have the money, I will buy this. I never got any of that shit. And as I got older, everything changed and changed and changed.
And it always
And
just sort of shifts off into the future, right?
well, shift off or just I don't want that anymore. I don't want
Yeah.
that thing that I wanted, when I was younger. And I want different things, but absolutely, they're all toys.
Yeah, they're all toys. I remember when I was a kid, for years, like 15 years, really? Maybe 10, 15, whatever. For years, I'd go to school in Montreal, and then like the day after school was over, I'd be on a plane to Vancouver. So I spent all my summers in Vancouver. And one difference between Vancouver and Montreal is that Montreal salts the roads in the winter, and Vancouver does not. So cars do not last long in Montreal, but they last a really long time in Vancouver. And I remember, like, I would see these cool cars that I never see in Montreal, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna get those, right? There was like the Datsun 280 ZX Turbo, which I had first noticed because my first Transformer was Prowl, who was a Datsun 280 ZX Turbo. And when I saw one on the road, I was like, that is the coolest looking car I have ever seen. And the first time I saw it on the street, I saw that same week or the same weekend or whatever as I saw my first Lamborghini Countach. Because, of course, as I said, in Vancouver, cars don't rot out from under you. But because of the Transformers, the Datsun was the one that really rocked my world. I saw my first 3 DeLoreans there. I saw my first 2 Bricklands. I've only ever seen Bricklands there.
I love the 280 ZX. I just want to put that in there.
Yeah, lightning in a bottle, right? Like,
I gotta grab a sleeping bag for City Girl.
okay.
I'll be right back.
And it's like I would see these cars, and back then the Porsche 911 Turbo, with the whale tail, was still a good looking car. Porsches these days, shut up. But man, back then, early 80s, man, they had a magic to them. And I was like, one day I'm going to have one of those. Thing is, I am one day now. And a Porsche costs so much more compared to what your yearly income is than it did back then. And at this point, what I want is the new Land Rover Defender. Or let's face it, the old Land Rover Defender. But I kind of want it to be a hybrid. And so, like, you spend your youth thinking you really want this thing. And then when you do get older and you are sort of not in a position, because I could never afford a Porsche back, but you're making money. And you're at this stage in your life where these purchases become the toys of your age group. Sometimes you forget about them, Hold on a sec. I see something interesting here. I don't know where my cursor is. What's going on? Hold on. Let me do this. I'm trying to. Jim said something, and I'm trying to bring it up, but my frickin' cursor is not working. There it is. My wife says my tools are definitely my toys. My missus says similar things. Absolutely. The Camaro convertible Starskin Hutch. Wow. Yeah, I think you're aging yourself as much as you're aging me. Yeah. You worked on a 63 split window Corvette. Wow. Oh, you hate them. You mean you hate the new ones? I do too. The old ones had magic to them, but the new ones, no. No way.
Liked Corvettes. I never liked them.
Yeah. Country Boy's ex-father-in-law had a 240Z he rebuilt. Nice. Got to drive it from Kamloops back to the coast. What a pig to drive. Yeah, the 240, the 260, even the 280Z they didn't quite have the magic of the ZX model. You know, I mean, you could see that that's where they, you know, the pedigree was coming from. But that ZX, there was something in that was magical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crumbs. Dennis, he's probably already gone, but if he's not, good night, man. See you later.
Good night, Dennis.
But yeah, these days, what I want is something I can strap a canoe to the top of, right? Something with a rack on top, something that's a 4x4, or failing that, an all-wheel drive.
I hear you. There's many cars I've wanted over the years, and now all I want is my FJ Cruiser, which is what I have. That's weird.
Right.
I was like, I don't want any other car.
I've been an Aston Martin fan forever. And I still, man, if I see one on the street, which I do fairly often, I think, whoa, but I wouldn't buy one. Like, even if I won the lottery, I wouldn't buy one because it doesn't fit my lifestyle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. The most expensive, most exciting car at one point just becomes your car, right? You know what I'm saying? So, why would I buy something fancy like that I can't take out to, say, your place, right?
Yeah, you can't. If you buy a really expensive, fancy car, you can't drive it to the mall. You can't. Where are you going to take it?
Exactly. Excuse me, got to drive Magnum PI's gutted Ferrari. It was gross.
What?
You got to drive Magnum PI's gutted Ferrari.
Why
Magnum
was it
PI's.
good? I need more info.
I saw a special on the cars, that the many cars that they bought to create the General Lee for all the seasons of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Because they blew cars apart like you wouldn't believe on those jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
Jim says, my wife always comments on the old guys in sports cars, midlife crisis. I say, no, they finally can afford what they've lusted after for years.
Yep.
Excuse me, said the person who owned Magnum's car lived in North Vancouver. That doesn't surprise me. Country Boy says, if you want to 4x4, come and see me. I'll take you some amazing places. Yeah, I should. Oh yeah, I read that somewhere that the Ferrari, the Magnum PI Ferrari, didn't for the show didn't have a passenger front seat. Yeah, but like a lot of these TV cars, look. I mean, I've worked on a couple of films and I've worked on one or two TV shows, back in a former life. And that doesn't surprise me. A lot of prop vehicles and costumes and stuff, like a lot of the stuff that looks so good on camera or on stage is held together by like safety pins down the back kind of thing,
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with all those General Lees. They would buy a car, they'd weld the doors shut, they'd rip everything out of the interior, they would blah 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 blah, to the point where there was like no quality of driving left. It was just a prop.
Yep.
Jim says, never been a huge Toyota fan until Saturday afternoon. I saw a 4Runner I fell in love with. I am a Toyota fan. I think there was a bunch of years ending like last year where I don't know who the hell designed their front ends, but they should have just stopped. But they run forever, and now they're really good looking again. Russell, yours kind of is a separate thing from that, because it's before they sort of, I remember they have to. It has a cool retro thing happening to it, but like for a good 5 years, up until maybe last year or the year before, like the 4Runner, not the 4Runner, the It's one that I want, but I never wanted before because I didn't like the front end. And in fact, you guys just bought one.
Venza. Oh, the RAV4.
Yeah, the RAV4 and the Venza and all that stuff. For a good 5 years, the front ends were really ho-hum on these things. But like I ran a 98 Camry into the ground before I recycled it. They just last.
Yeah, they go forever. Like I didn't like all the. My sister bought a Ford SUV, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like well, this is getting a little political, I guess, or
No, we're just talking about cars. We're a couple of guys talking about cars.
Toyotas last so freaking long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 270,000 kilometers on my my FJ Cruiser, and it runs like
Amazing.
it's had its problems, but I mean, it just runs like a dream.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. The body will rot out before the engine will.
Yeah, that's kind of happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I get it. Why are we at midnight? Why are 14 people still wasting their time with us?
Because time moves forward.
If I could keep time in a bottle.
I know, right?
Rob says, Ford's the second to last brand I'd buy again. Wow, Grace Martin said, my old Corolla had 335,000 miles on it. Amazing. Grace
is still with us. Hi, Grace.
Yeah, Grace is still with us. I cannot believe it. Grace.
And we...
Cliff says, because we cool like that. I got to go to bed, though, man. I got to go to work in the morning.
Rob's got to tell us what the last brand is.
Rob, what's the last? What's the last? It's funny because I'm looking at a Ford just because they make us a reasonably sized pickup, the Maverick. But I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know.
I'm gonna guess and say Dodge.
Dodge, yeah.
Or
Chevy, Dodge. Wouldn't be Pontiac because they've exited stage left. Oh, GMC. Yeah, Kristen says that they have a Dodge 3500. Nice.
Dodge. That's like I can't think of Dodge without thinking of Married with Children. Al owned a Dodge. He's like, it's all in the name. Dodge.
Really?
Oh my god.
Ian says my Subaru has 271K. My Pathfinder 252K. Whew. Just keep going. Thank you, Jim. Jim just said I forgot to.
Oh, Jim.
Hey guys, we're 12. We're 7 past 12. I gotta work in the morning, which is now. I mean, now is the morning, so I'm gonna have to shut it down. So between now and next week, when I see you again, please stay sane, stay safe, stay healthy, and be kind to one another.
Drink your face off.
You were supposed to say peace.